Hi everyone! Welcome to another Crafting Saturday. So today we're going to transform this regular plastic bottle into this cute little dragon frog. Now I got the idea after watching, Futurama, because there's a little frog that spits fire. And also I read this web comics called Hooky, and there was this one scene where one of the main characters is holding a little dragon frog. I decided to change it up, obviously, because I don't want to steal the artist's work. By adding him a little tail, giving him a different skin tone and stuff. And I made the wings a little bit differently too, more like a bird. Still gonna have a dragon look to it. And then obviously the eyes. She had more of a derpy look. I wanted to make it look more like a frog. But yeah. So we're going to start off by cutting off the top of this bottle. And then from there, we're going to build up the body with aluminum foil and hot glue it on. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so I went ahead and cut off the top of the bottle. And now we're going to start building the body. This is going to go in the center of his back. And we're just going to build the rest of him up on the sides. I did originally think about putting this closer to the end of his body, but I didn't think that made much anatomical sense. Not that much of this creature makes anatomical sense, but that is where we are at right now. All right, so let's get started by getting some aluminum foil, and we're going to build up the body. And then from there, we'll do the legs and the arms and so forth. Now, like most YouTubers, I have no idea what I am doing for this. There is no tutorial on how to make a frog's butt out of aluminum foil. So I'm just kind of, shaping the aluminum foil to my best of my abilities and winging it from there. Now to make the top part of his back, we're going to make kind of like a banana shape. So those of you that are Ace of Clay fans, don't come for me. Ace of Clay is just on a whole nother level that I'll probably be a grandmother by the time I get to that level. Well, actually not a grandmother because I don't intend on having children, but you know what I mean. Elderly woman. Yeah, my babies include 2 kitties and 2 little puppies. And that's all I want for kids. They're so adorable and they give you such unconditional love. I am truly very happy and blessed for that. Yes. Okay, so that looks more or less right. I think I should make it a little higher so that it's flush with the top of the bottle. So we're going to go ahead and probably add in another layer of the aluminum foil. And then that should be enough to bulk it up. Right now I'm just referencing my thumbnail, seeing if it's right. And I think I've made this butt a little too high now. So we're going to press it down a bit. I gave him too good of a butt job. Or butt lift, whatever they call it. Now I know it doesn't look like much right now, but this is just the start of the armature. We really have just begun here, so don't pass judgments on it just yet. Especially because of my inability to pre-plan this more. I just drew a sketch and was like, let's see how this goes. Originally off camera, I had tried it with a terracotta pot. And I couldn't get the glue to work on it. And then I thought, let's try masking tape. That didn't work either. So this is where we're at. So some previous experience I have in making sculptures is I've made an octopus lamp. And I really love the little guy. And I actually wound up selling him. I kind of regret that now. But, I can always make another one. That project took me working on it about 60 hours every week for, I think, 4 weeks. And it was a labor of love. I was really sad when it ended, to be honest, because it had kept me so occupied. And because, again, there is no tutorial on how to make an octopus out of paper mache clay. It was really just watching different videos on the internet on how to do this and that, and just trying to compile it all together, and then just trying to brainstorm creatively on how to get the effect that I wanted. And that was really a really fun project. So sort of like how I'm doing now. Yeah, I did some research, but that's pretty much it. Like, as far as like research, I mean like, you know, watching other people work with clay and stuff, because originally this was going to be out of polymer clay, but obviously because there is plastic here, I don't really trust it not to melt. I have had an experience where it hasn't, because I made a pin, but that was, I don't know, I guess I just felt more confident with the pin not melting. It was a less amount of clay, and even though I'm bulking this out, I don't trust it not to burn or melt. So we are just gonna stick with air dry clay. Now, I like to make my own clay. I follow the ultimate paper mache recipe, but for this intended purposes, I'm just gonna use Dos Moss modeling clay. It works really well. I just personally prefer my own because based on like the ultimate paper mache recipe, I get a much smoother finish, and it just looks a lot better for me, in my opinion, and it's stronger too. So that's just my opinion. All right. Okay, so now that we've done both the back legs, whole back, his legs and the back part of his body, we're gonna start building up the front part, and it's just gonna be like, again, referencing my thumbnail here. We're gonna start up by building up the chest, and then we'll fill in the sides with aluminum foil as needed. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and build them up a bit, and then we're gonna build the head, and then after that we'll do the arms. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys have ever just started sculpting something or drawing something or any type of craft and just jumped into it without any, you know, really reference or any prep as to how it's done. You know, you just jump right in. That looks about right. All right, let's make the head. And now we're just doing the professional face slamming. All right, so then the head will go like that. And yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the new camera angle. I figured since it's a sculpt, it'd be a lot more fun for you guys to see it from a side view than a top-down angle. Just because, you know, what fun would it be to see it from like, oh, look, it's just a bunch of shapes. You know, it's like that perspective test that you had to do when you took, when I was in school, it was called tax, but I think they call it stars now. Yeah, but I don't know if they call that anywhere, if they call it that outside of Texas. I live in Texas, so that's what they call it. I don't know why, but I just thought of that episode where SpongeBob and Patrick draw on Mr. Krabs, get paint on Mr. Krabs' first dollar. And so SpongeBob starts freaking out, I forgot over what, and Patrick calms him down and says, SpongeBob, there's no need to be violent. We have technology. And like, you know, he shows him the computer, and instead of like, you know, thinking, oh, he's gonna Photoshop it, no, he picks up the whole computer monitor and the keyboard. He just starts smashing the dollar bill with it. Oh my god. Yeah, to me SpongeBob was a lot funnier. You know, after the first movie came out, I didn't think it was very funny anymore. So for those of you that are new here, I do bullet journal videos every third week of the month, and the rest of the weeks I do crafting videos, and that can be anything from drawing to doing a sculpt like this, or digital art, or, you know, just whatever catches my fancy. That's why I named the channel Artsy Planner, because I was like, I don't really want to do weekly setup pictures or videos. That's just not my thing. I do enjoy bullet journaling, but not to the extent that I just want to be all about bullet journaling. The whole reason I do it is more just for like just keeping track of things and having a creative outlet. But that's about it. So let's see if I finally nailed this back part of the neck or chest area, whatever we're calling it at this point. We're gonna test position the head here, and that looks about right. So let's go ahead and glue this down, because Yeah, that ain't gonna work. It's gonna be like, and we're gonna have a concussion. There. Alright, so now we're gonna start by building up the arms and the tail and the front part of his feet. The first thing I'm gonna do is do his tail. So to do that, we're gonna grab some wire. I forget what gauge this is, but it looks like a 16. And this is just basic armature wire that I got at Michael's. And we're going to go ahead and fold it in half. And we're going to twist it. Twist it, I say. So I'm going to go ahead and test measure this, see how it looks. Let's go ahead and give it a few more twists. And that looks about right. I should put a trigger warning here. Warning, about to shove a piece of wire into a frog's butt. Yes, that just happened, people. We're just gonna squirt some glue on there. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the arms. Again, I just gonna cut a piece of wire. This one is gonna be longer, just so that we can ensure that the arms are are just about the same length. Okay, so that's done. And now we're just gonna go ahead and twist. Same as we did at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera because, you know, like again, this isn't a tutorial. I don't really know if this is gonna work. But yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and attached his arms. All I did was hot glue the top part that you saw me curl. And now we're just gonna bend them into shape. So by making it one big piece of wire and ensuring, and then folding it in half again, and then in half again, it ensures that even though I'm folding the arms at different times, that my arms will be as symmetrical as possible. There. And now we're just gonna do his feet. For that, I'm still gonna go with the popsicle stick idea, just because I think that will be easier than trying to do it out of wire. I could be wrong, because again, I didn't do a whole lot of prep work on frog anatomy for this. And yeah, and then after that, we'll be making the wings, which after watching Ace of Clay, see how he did it by running through the pasta machine a piece of clay. And but that was with polymer clay. So I might make those out of polymer clay and then just stick them on there. Because I don't think that'll work with paper clay, but we'll see. Okay, so we're back, and we're gonna start adding the air dry clay to the body. I've gone ahead and done the wings. Also, if you want a quick laugh, I made 2 left wings unintentionally, and just to further have karma bless me, it took me forever to get the right wing done. For some reason, it was just not cooperating with me. And I guess it's just like one of those days. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and grab our DOS Moss modeling clay. And go ahead and I've already sprayed it with some water because this is some that I've had in a Tupperware container for a couple months now. But since it's air dry, as long as you spritz it with some water, it should be fine. So we're just going to go ahead and start adding this. Now, DOS Moss, for those of you that don't know, is a paper-based clay. And it is basically like paper mache. Actually, it is. It's paper mache clay. So it's still feeling a little too dry. And just go ahead and just keep adding water to it until it feels ready to work with. Because the wetter you have it, or the more prepped, the better it'll apply or adhere to whatever it is you're working on. In this case, I'm working on aluminum foil and some wire to make my hybrid, or I should say my chimera animal. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and start covering. So although we're nowhere near ready to add eyes to his head, I just wanted to go ahead and just get an idea of where I would place the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera for now. Yeah, just to make it easier for me to adhere the clay to his head. And then once I got that covered, we'll tune back in and I'll show you the next part. Right. Okay, so we're back. And I've gone ahead and sculpted the head. I've also pre-marked where I think I want his mouth to go. And for the fire, we're going to be making that out of aluminum foil and then just sculpting around it. And then it's going to have a piece of wire and I'm just going to shove that through his mouth so that it looks like he's breathing fire. And then for the lips, we're going to have a little lip coming out for him so it looks like his mouth is open, so just like a little bridge. But we'll come back to that because if you can tell, because I started working on the head, it's tipping forward a bit, so we need to add some counterweight with his backside, right? So we're going to start doing that. So what I'm noticing here is that I'd like to attach this part of aluminum foil to this part, and then I got to fill in this gap here. Okay, so I've covered the majority of his backside. The only thing left to do is this side. The reason I did it in two parts like that is because I wanted to make sure the shape was coming out right. And also just because the amount of clay I'm putting on here to try and smooth it out and stuff isn't that thick as you'd expect to get rid of the bumps from the aluminum foil. But it's just giving it a process. And so what I'll do to do the finishing touches to get a nice smooth areas where I'm not completely satisfied with it is go ahead and sand it with some sandpaper. But this is where we're at right now. And this is how the wings turned out. And if you can imagine it for a little sneak preview of what it'll look like, hang on. It'll look something like this. Hang on, let me turn the angle of the body a little bit so you can see it better. Yeah, something like that. But yes, so this is going to be a two-part series. Next Saturday, you'll get to see the second part where it'll be completely finished and the paint job and everything. But yeah, the video was just getting too long as it was. We're trying to do the detail and also just not anticipating the fact that as I'm crushing the clay into the aluminum foil and stuff, the hot glue obviously with the pressure that I'm putting on it is coming attached from here, so it's just messing up the sculpt of the face. So it's just gonna take some time, and as we all know, air dry clay takes 5 to 6 hours, and it's just in pieces that I've added on over the few days that I've been working on this. So in an effort to save you guys from watching an hour of me just trying to be painstakingly smoothing areas and adding, we will continue this video next Saturday. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I really do appreciate your support, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and make sure that when you hit that little bell that you hit oh my god, all. Because if you don't, it'll put you on personalized, or I think they say occasional or none. And so you just want to make sure that you're being notified of the videos. And anyways, if you have any ideas of what paint color you guys want to see for this little guy, or any suggestions, please be sure to leave a comment and let me know. Or what you guys think that would be some helpful tips to try and get the aluminum foil, or just a better way to do this. Because again, I was just kind of winging it as I went, and just building up the body. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys' support. And if you guys want to follow me behind the scenes, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. And but you can also tag me in your own creations at #ArtsyPlanner or at ArtsyPlanner. All right. Well, have a great Saturday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.